UFC 310 is taking place in December in Las Vegas in the T-Mobile Arena. So I decided I'm going to make a card builder for it. I haven't done this in literally almost 3 years now. So I decided I'm going to make a card builder. I've rethought some stuff. I've changed some stuff. But I think this is a very, very good card. Not overstacked, but like a good, holy shit, I cannot wait for this. Come closer. Like, this is going to be a very, very good pay-per-view card in my opinion. Obviously you see Tatiana Suarez, Verna Jandaroba, Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith. Those are already booked fights for that card. So I gotta include them obviously. But the rest of them, just enjoy. Enjoy this video. And I'm gonna explain why I think these fights should be. I'm not saying, this is what I think the UFC should do. And this is what I think I should, like, this is what I made, what should happen. And this is what I think the UFC should do. We start with the main event. And I'll start from the main event to the early prelim. Belal Muhammad. Now, listen. Islam Makhachev's injured. Dricus du Plessis won't fight this year. So, who else is there? Murad's not going to fight this year. He just fought. Who else is there? Ilya's not going to fight this year after Max fight. Or if Max wins, he won't fight this year. Makhachev won't fight this year. There's no one. Pereira might, honestly, if he wins. But still, I doubt it, though. Let's be honest. Belal Muhammad will fight in the main event against Shavkat Rakhmonov. This is the fight you do next. It makes sense. I know Shavkat doesn't deserve a title shot. He really doesn't. But still, this should be the next fight you do. Timing-wise, you should do it. And it's not the biggest fight in the world, I get it. But once you look at this card underneath it, you won't even look at Belal Shavkat. Like, you'll just be looking at the other fights. This is the fight you do. Belal Muhammad, Shavkat Rakhmonov. Belal needs to fight this year again, because he's only fought once. He needs to fight at the end of the year. He fought in July. Other than like a cut on his nose, I do believe he didn't take much else damage. So, I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be back. He said he wanted to fight in December anyways, and unless they rush Dricus back in there, I just don't see anyone else taking that. So, I think this is what you do. Belal Muhammad, Shavkat Rakhmonov. I know JDM's there as well, but JDM's constantly injured. Shavkat's the free one. He wants to fight. And Usman is on a 3-fight losing streak. You can't sell that fight in any way. So, he needs at least a win. Shavkat will get the shot. And I think this is what you do next in the main event. Now, the co-main event. I'm going to get hate for these next two ones. But I'm going to have a real good reason why I think this will happen. And why this should happen. You need Pantoja to come back. He hasn't been there in a while. I know they don't care about him, but still. He needs to come back. And I think this is why you're going to look at the feature fight and be like, oh, I kind of get it now. He'll come back against Kai Kara France. Now, I've been hearing talks of Kai Sakura. Shut the fuck up. Please. He's making his debut. I don't want someone making their debut and getting a title shot. Kai Kara France is the worthy contender. He beat Steve Erceg. He beat Amir Albazi. Robbery or not. Like, he was a robbery. He should be on a 2-fight winning streak right now over 2 top contenders. And he just KO'd Erceg, where Pantoja arguably lost to him. So, this is the fight you do. Pantoja versus Kara France. This is what you do. And plus, it's competitive. It's not just a Pantoja, oh, he'll probably just win. No, Kai Kara France genuinely could beat him. I actually would pick Kai Kara France to win. Pantoja's not good on the feet at all. Like, I think Kara France would beat him convincingly. But, maybe. Pantoja could out-grapple him, though. But still, this is a competitive fight. And this could stay flyweight, because Pantoja's dull as fuck. I'm be real. But compared to Merab, he is fun as hell to watch. You'll never see Merab have a 5-round war with Moreno or anyone else in his division. This is what you do. Co-main event. It's just whatever. You kind of have to have it here. These are 2 decent title fights right now, though. The feature fight. Now, I'm going to get hate right now. And I've talked to a whole lot of people like, no, they're not going to do this. He's still under a huge contract. But listen, They had other guys have feature fights, big names as well. It's about time this guy moves down a spot on a card. Israel Adesanya wants to return in December. This is what you do. I'm not talking, don't give him a rematch against Dricus. No. I know Dricus' coach wants that. No. Got 2 title fights. You got Kai Kara France in the co-main event. Kai and Izzy are close. They train in the same gym. I'm sure Izzy, if you give him a pay bump here, and I think he'll look at Kai and be like, I'll give Kai the shine. I'll give him a spot above me on a card. It's his moment. I've had lots of these in my career. Lots of these moments. Him versus, at light heavyweight, wins this fight. We see him versus Alex Pereira, possibly. Yuri Prohaska. Now, this is the fight you fucking do. 5 rounds, light heavyweight bout. Yuri versus Israel Adesanya. This is just made. You've had Nick Diaz, but you didn't have Nick Diaz in a co-main event. He's a massive draw. Massive name. You had fucking Shavkat Murphy above him. And against Robbie Lawler as well. Izzy will be fine to fight in the feature fight. 5 rounds. It's not like we're putting him on the prelims. No, he's going to be on the feature fight. Make a whole promo for this. It's not going to be just a regular fight on the main card. This is a massive one. You had Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje in the feature fight, while having Yan Xiaonan. Yan Xiaonan versus Zhang Weili above it. I think I could have easily put in Shevchenko versus Fiora on here, but I'm generous. So I'd say to Izzy, I think he'll look at this and be like, I think usually he'd say no. But I think he'll look to be like, you know what, I'm going to give Kai Kara France the shine in the co-main event. I'll fight in the feature fight. That's where I think that it'll kind of like come together a bit. And Izzy, what say does he have? You lost 2 in a row. Fight Yuri Prohaska. I'm sure he'll be fine with that. And this is the fight you do. This is the one that will bring the eyes, I think. I think people will look at Belal Shavkat like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm going to tune in for that. Pantoja Kai, yeah, it's a good flyweight fight. I can't wait for that one. And Izzy fucking Yuri. Israel Adesanya versus Yuri Prohaska. Close fight. Good fight. That's a good one. And I think he'll take it because he wants to give Kai Kara France a shine. That's an amazing fight. But we're not done. We ain't done. 4th fight position on the main card. I think the return of Patty Pimblett. I said that so many times. Patty Pimblett will fight in return on this card. And I think he'll return against... I know Renato Moicano's fighting this weekend. While I'm recording this. I don't know when it's going to be posted, but still. Maybe sooner than I think. But still. He's fighting this weekend. I don't think he's going to fight either of those guys. I really don't think so. So I see them doing him versus... And this is a risky one for Patty, but at this point, I think he would win easily. On the ground, I don't think it's much issues, but on the feet, he could get clipped, but I think he would KO this guy. Beneil Dariush. Big fight. I think it should happen in December. I think this is a massive fight. Beneil's number 7 in the division. Patty's 15, so it's a reasonable jump if you can give Benoit Saint Denis number 3 Poirier. You can definitely give Patty versus Beneil, who's number 7 and Patty's 15. This is a good one, and I think Pimblett would KO him. And this is the fight you can do. Beneil Dariush, Patty Pimblett. I think it's a good one. And it gets Pimblett up the rankings. You know? That would be very good. So, big fight on the main card. Big fight in general. And look at this card so far. Shavkat versus Belal. Pantoja versus Kai. Izzy versus Yuri. Patty versus Beneil. But we're not done. Now, this main card opener. This one... And Beneil must be looking to return soon as well. can't go off for almost like 2 years. Like, he needs to come back. So, he needs to come back against Paddy. Where if he wins Beneil, he's back on board. But if he loses, it's basically over. But that's a reasonable one, I think. You can do that. Now, this main card opener, now, I had real different options for this. I originally did have, and I'm just going to say it, Yair Rodriguez versus Arnold Allen. But I thought, you know what? That can be a Fight Night main event at the end of the year. It's a good fight, but I don't know if it's a main card worthy. It is a main card worthy fight. I do think so, but like, it doesn't get you the buzz, the oh shit, the main card is starting to start now. You need Josh Emmett to take that spot, and it's not against either of those guys I said. It's against a guy. It's not Aljo. We're not gonna kill Aljo. Evloev would have been a decent one. I don't think it's Movsar either, though. I don't think it's going to be Movsar. I think Movsar's above that now. So I think Movsar should fight Aljo somewhat in like a Fight Night main event later this year. Or like early next year on like a Sean Drickus card. Or whatever. This is going to be a fire one. This will get you pumping in the veins. Gene Silva. Ooh, that ain't going the distance. That isn't going the distance. Someone's going to get sparked out cold, stiff, and not wake up for about 5 minutes. I'm sorry. That is going to be a firefight. Josh Emmett versus Gene Silva. Main card opener. If I had Paddy Dariush in the main card opener, that would have been cool, but like, that could be in like the fourth fight position. Josh Emmett versus Gene Silva. Ooh, that's going to be good. Someone's going to freaking die for 5 minutes and get put in a coma for about 5 minutes and wake up. You know that for sure. Josh Emmett, Gene Silva, and look at this pay-per-view. How much do you think this sells? I'm just going to guess. Like, Shavkat brings in 100K. I think for the Kazakhstan fans and Belal fans. So I think that rounds up around 200K. Kai fans, Pantoja, nothing much. Probably 10K. Izzy Yuri, I'd say about 300K. Paddy, I'd say around 50K. Dariush, nothing. Josh Emmett, Gene Silva, probably around same thing as Pantoja, Kai. So realistically, I think around 500K this can do. And we're gonna look in the prelim. We're gonna look at these prelims as well. I think that can do around 500K. Yuri, Izzy bringing in the most. Belal, Shavkat bringing in some as well. On Shavkat's side. Look at these prelims though. So we already got Suarez, Janaroba, Reyes versus Smith. Featured prelim. Now, just in case anything goes badly and bad, anything that goes kind of like let's say Gene Silva out of his fight or something, that's canceled. We have Curtis Blades. Blades will fight anyone, so I'm sure this won't be an issue. Against Sergey Spivak. That's a reasonable main card fight. That can be on the main card. Blades has been in the main card before. He just fought for a title against Tom Aspinall. And then Spivak, he's been on main card pay-per-views before as well. So this is a reasonable fight, but this is a good headliner of the prelims. Because last year for December, we had Jacoby Menafield on the prelim headliner. So I'm sure we can have this. And this is all good. This is insane. This is very good. Blades versus Spivak. Close fight. Reasonable fight. Both on similar schedules. Spivak probably looking to return soon. Blades didn't take much damage against Aspinall. I'm sure this is the fight you do. Blades versus Spivak. Yeah, you do this fight. Spivak just got an easy win against Marcin Tybura. This is what you do. So we got Suarez, Jandaroba, Reyes, Smith. Covered all that. Those are already booked. So we got one more prelim fight. This is how you got people to look at the prelims. You gotta push this guy. Now, I was originally gonna do him against Cruz. I was just sick of Cruz just doing nothing. But then I thought, you know what, Cruz, he's a bit of a hard guy to negotiate. Really hard to see what's next for him clearly. Because he's like, I want to fight above the rankings or against this guy, though. Like, he's annoying. So, and I thought, you know what, Payne Talbot it is, by the way. I just kind of revealed it there. Peyton Talbot. You know, I don't think he's ready for Cruz, who is technically still ranked at number 13, I do believe. Or 14 at this point. So, I did him against someone he called out. And I still haven't forgot about this. Adrian Yanez. Guaranteed fireworks. And actually somewhat of a test for Talbot, who can box with him. Not some French can and Yanis Gamori. I'm sorry. This is a reasonable test. And you can do this fight. I would have loved a Garbrandt fight, but Garbrandt's fighting Miles Johns in November, so I don't think he'll be ready. So this is what you do. Peyton Talbot versus Yanez. Look at those prelims. Suarez Jandaroba, I think, should be above Reyes Smith. Because it is kind of like a title eliminator, winner fight to Zhang Weili. Reyes Smith, it's just like loser goes home. So I think that should be above it, realistically. And you have Blade Spivak there as well. So this is a good fight. Peyton Talbot versus Adrian Yanez. That can happen. First fight on the prelims. You don't want to push Talbot too high. So he can be there. Talbot versus Yanez. A guy that's, close to the rankings, but not really in Yanez. He lost to someone else as well, I do believe. Martinez, and he came off a win over Vinicius Salvador, I think. So that's a good fight. Talbot versus Yanez. Yeah, Talbot beat Simon as well. I think this is a good fight. Plus, it's a firefight regardless. It's not going to be boring. No one's going to grapple in that fight, I don't believe. Now, the early prelim headliner, Sean Woodson, fought in May against Caceres, I think. Fought Alex Caceres in May. I don't think these guys have earned a ranked opponent, but they're there. I think if the winner of this fight gets number 15 or fights number 15, he's fighting Andre Fili. I think this is a good one. Now, this is going to be a really good stand-up fight. Maybe Fili catches him. Maybe Woodson schools him. That'd be impressive against a guy like Fili. This would be an awesome fight. Another one where it's just no grappling. I'm not anti-grappling, guys. I'm not grapplers now, but these are good fights. So yeah, this is a very, very, very good one though. Sean Woodson, Andre Fili, just a really good fight that just hasn't happened. They fought everyone. Like I think both of these guys fought Charles Jourdain. But they haven't fought each other yet. They need to fight each other. Woodson versus Fili, and this can be a fight, just in case, Gene Silva pulls out against Emmett. Blades versus Spivak's on the main card. This can be on the prelims. This is a very, very technical striking fight that can happen. Very dynamic. We move on to a fight here between... Okay, this is one's whatever, but this is another fire fight that will probably involve some grappling. Vitor Petrino, gotta return soon, against Rodolfo Bellato. Who is going to be that Chad Brazilian guy that smokes everyone outside the rankings? Is it going to be Rodolfo Bellato or Vitor Petrino? This is a good one as well. You can make really good fights in this card, man. Look at this card so far. Vitor Petrino, Rodolfo Bellato. Both got returned somewhat soon. I know Bellato pulled out against Omar Sy, I think, recently. He's going to have to return soon, and Vitor Petrino just lost to Anthony Smith. That would be a good one. This would be a good one. So, some guys getting knocked out, some guys going to get submitted. This ain't going the distance. Make this fight happen. Now, we move on to... Oh, okay. Stephanie Luciano versus Shauna Bannon. Yeah, I didn't really care about this one. I had to add it, though, to be realistic about it. But, reason being, Shauna Bannon, Irish, wants that US, pay-per-view spot. And, in December, that'll be huge for her, because she's always fought in the UK. It's time to get in, the big leagues now, Paddy Pimblett fought, he was in the UK bunch, then fought in Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena, the big one, big pay-per-view. And against Stephanie Luciano, who is good. and who is potentially a star herself possibly soon, because she looked good in her last fight. So this is the one you do. You push the winner of this fight, who I think it would be Luciano, to be honest with you. Shauna Bannon can't strike. So yeah, you do this fight. Prelim, second to first prelim opener. Stephanie Luciano versus Shauna Bannon. And then the first fight opener. This is one where it'll just be a firefight right away. And I haven't seen him in a while. Charlie Campbell, welcome back. This is where you return next. And it's against Yanal Ashmuz. Both guys beat Trevor Peek. I think Campbell did it more impressively. And you can have these guys battle it out. Trevor Peek's fathers. I know Shepe beat him as well, but he was at featherweight. So lightweight bout, you have, what's his name? Charlie Campbell against Yanal Ashmuz. That's a good fight right there. Someone's going to probably get KO'd as well there. And look at this card. Name one thing about it. I know people are going to complain about, Izzy will be the co-main. Trust me, if Kara France fights in this card, Izzy will give him the edge. Unless Izzy's ego and his friendship is just taking everything out of his brain. Unless his ego is too fucking high, he'll do this, I think. Him and Kai are close. Kai will fight in this card, get the title shot against Pantoja. Everything else I think is pretty fine. Spivak, Blades, Jandaroba, Suarez, Smith, Reyes, Talbot versus Yanez. And the early prelims are fun fights as well. Main event, Belal, Shavkat. Not the biggest fight, but it will be a big one. Plus, I know for now it might be a bit boring, Shavkat versus Belal, but they might shit talk at the press conference. They might push each other at the weigh-ins. You never know. Pantoja Kai. Izzy will offer. If Izzy's a real good friend, he will take the feature fight spot against Yuri and let Kai have the spotlight for once. But if he doesn't, he's a piece of shit. So I think this is I don't care. Pimblett versus Dariush is a good fight, and then Emmett, Gene Silva. Amazing. Emmett will fight anyone as well. So I'm sure this can happen. So look at it. What's it called? I'll start from it. It's not really that expensive other than Yuri versus Izzy. Cheap. Talbot, I think, is cheap. Smith Reyes, reasonably paid. Reasonably paid for Jandaroba Suarez. Reasonably paid for Blades Spivak. You know what? Cheap for Emmett for Gene Silva, but reasonably paid for Emmett. Reasonably paid. Expensive. For the last three, I think. So that's what you do next, I think. Yeah, all of this. What an amazing card this can be. Come on, UFC. Make this. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Card Builder is here. Peace.